Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to another episode of the Music Mondays podcast. I'm your host, Sam Slays. Welcome on in, my friends. Happy Monday. This is episode 244 of the Music Mondays podcast. Hope you're well, hope you're chilling, hope you had a great, fantastic weekend. Man, September is really cranking through. I won't lie. September is really cranking through, man. It's kind of long, but not really. But we have a pretty stacked show for you guys today. You guys know the deal. We're going to talk weekly recap jazz. We're going to talk about what's coming on Music Mondays over the course of the next week or so. Then we'll get into some reactions and reviews. And I think we're going to do a segment on fall, kind of like a fall 2025 preview. So stay tuned for that. But let's get into it, my friends. So let's talk weekly recap jazz and what you missed here at Music Mondays over the course of the last week or so. Alright, my friends. Per usual, Music Mondays basic logo t-shirts are available and in stock right now. We still have smalls, mediums, and larges. So again, feel free to send us a message, send us a DM, send us an email if you'd like to purchase one. $20 flat, free shipping. And of course in the United States only, so you guys don't get destroyed by shipping costs. But, yeah, per usual, that's that. Heading into Tuesday, submissions do open every single Tuesday following the live show on Monday. Again, if you'd like to submit for episode 245, those submissions do go live every single Tuesday. And of course, we do upload the show on Patreon first, so everybody over there can clip it, record it, download it, or do whatever they want with it when it comes down to that week's episode. So again, early access content is available right now on the Music Mondays Patreon every single Tuesday. Heading into Wednesday, SoundCloud Sunday submissions do open every single Wednesday. So again, if you'd like to submit your SoundCloud track for our weekly SoundCloud playlist, definitely go follow us on socials and stay up to date with everything that we have going on over there as well. But again, submissions do open every single Wednesday for SoundCloud Sunday. So let's see here. And then per usual, we do some Music Mondays audio podcast promo as well. So again, make sure you go check that out every single Wednesday. Heading into Thursday, we dropped community feedback number 26. Community feedback number 26, my friends. That was last week's segment for episode 243. So again, if you have any suggestions that you'd like to see here at Music Mondays or even on the Music Mondays podcast or anything like that, community feedback is live right now. So definitely go check that out and go show that some love. And then of course, heading deeper into Thursday, episode 243 of the Music Mondays podcast is available on all audio platforms. So again, make sure you go check that out and stay up to date with all of our previous episodes. But again, huge shout out to everybody that submitted and tuned in to episode 243. Then we capped off Thursday with some November 2024 Patreon appreciation that is available right now on all social media. So huge shout out to all of our Music Mondays patrons that pledged for November 2024. We're still a little backed up when it comes down to these posts, so you'll see a lot more of them go out periodically up until we can catch up to September. And then heading into Friday, a brand new article is live by the homie M. Bischoff, a Music Mondays staff writer that's very talented. They wrote about a Netflix track, actually, so that's a very interesting piece, so definitely go check that out. And a huge shout out to the homie M. That was Friday. Heading into Saturday, episode 243 of the Music Mondays podcast is available on YouTube as well. So again, if you prefer to watch the show on YouTube or you want to go watch it back or anything like that, that does drop every single Saturday. So huge shout out to everybody that tuned in and showed love to episode 243. Heading into Sunday, SoundCloud Sunday Volume 205 actually is available right now on the Music Mondays SoundCloud. Huge shout out to everybody that submitted to SoundCloud Sunday, and huge shout out to everybody that got placed. And of course, make sure you share the playlist with your friends, right? Make sure you showing off your underground mutuals as well, right? So definitely share the playlist with friends. And of course, submissions do open every single Wednesday for SoundCloud Sunday. And that takes us to today, Monday, actually, September 22nd, officially the first day of fall, which is pretty sick. But again, that is your weekly recap. That's pretty much everything you missed over the course of the last week or so when it comes down to Music Mondays. So let's continue on. And we got the homie Ghost in the motherfucking chat for the tier 1 for 9 months. Thank you so much, King. Welcome back. Welcome back. 9 months is fucking crazy. That really did fly by, didn't it? Huge shout out to the homie Ghost, man. Welcome back to the family. Much love. I hope you're well. What's cracking? We are chilling. Another fine Monday for us to kind of dive into, right? So I'm excited. But again, huge shout out to the homie Ghost for the tier 1 for 9 months. Much love, King. Thank you. Let's see here. So we did weekly recap stuff. What's coming on Music Mondays over the course of the next week or so. So this will kind of double up as like like a discussion segment as well, because I do want to talk about our fall plans and what we're going to be diving into. So first off, Battle of the Beast 2025 has concluded, obviously. So we're going to take some time off and kind of readjust and see what the next event is going to look like, because I'm pretty sure I think we're gonna go with an album first, and then we're gonna try to squeeze in Cyberfest 3 as well. But we also have to prep for the Music Mondays Awards in 2025, right? Because those are a big deal. And I think we might actually open voting on Instagram over there for the first time, because that wasn't even a feature when we started the Music Mondays Awards, right? So now that we have access to that, I think that's also probably a good play. So we're kind of juggling around a few things right here to close out the end of the year, right? Because September is coming to a quick end, quite literally, and then we're going to head into quarter 4 in the last 3 months of 2025. So we really got to step it into gear and figure out what we want to do. So that's like pretty much everything on the back end that we're kind of discussing. But again, a lot of your monthly and weekly content will be staying the same. We have a lot of video interviews coming soon. We have a lot of monthly YouTube segments coming soon as well, not just the Music Mondays podcast and, tips and tricks and things like that. But again, a lot of our Feature Friday, Workshop Wednesday, and a lot of those segments will be coming back as well. And then, of course, like I said, your weekly schedule will be staying mostly the same, right? When it comes down to articles every Friday, submissions open every single Tuesday, SoundCloud Sunday submissions, all that good jazz. So that'll all be staying the same per usual. But yeah, that's kind of like what we're thinking about for fall and kind of ending off September here for sure. So a couple things in the air. But again, this update will be posted on the Music Mondays YouTube channel, so definitely go subscribe if you haven't already. We are like 6 subs away from 330. Make sure you go sub to the channel and show this video some love per usual, and of course make sure you go show the artist some love. And like I said, we upload every Thursday, every Saturday, full podcast episodes, exclusive segments, and all that good jazz over there on the Music Mondays YouTube channel. Let's get it, baby. How's you? You're welcome. Yeah, no, we're good, my friend. We are good. We are chilling. Like I said, another fine Monday, so we're out here, new week, new grind, per usual, right? So we're chilling. Let's see here. So that's what's coming on Music Mondays over the course of the next week or so. We did weekly recap stuff. I think the only last 2 things that we got to talk about is recruiting and SoundCloud exclusives. So per usual, Music Mondays is recruiting. We are on the hunt for all of our Music Mondays staff roles. Writers, journalists, curators, designers, editors. You want to do some short form stuff, you want to do some long form stuff for the Music Mondays YouTube channel or anything like that, definitely let us know. Send us a message, send us a DM, send us an email, per usual. Again, we're looking to add at least like 3 or 4 new staff members by the end of the year. I know we're in talks with a few people, but again, no resume definitely required. I mean, obviously preferred, but if you're kind of new to underground independent media, we have no problem showing you the ropes and, kind of explaining how everything's done, right? So, per usual, we do have a Music Mondays staff role guide that was updated for 2025 on the Music Mondays YouTube channel, where it kind of break down all the staff roles in a little bit more detail, kind of explain the schedule, your content, and things like that, right? So, again, definitely go check that out, or send us a message, send us a DM if you have any questions, my friends. Let's get it. So that's recruiting. Let's talk SoundCloud exclusives. So per usual, Music Mondays is on the hunt for SoundCloud exclusives. If you have an unreleased SoundCloud track that you'd like to have hosted and promoted on the Music Mondays SoundCloud, or completely free, and of course across all of our social media, definitely let us know. Send us a message, send us a DM, send us an email. And we are only interested in unreleased material, so feel free to do whatever you want with the song afterwards. You want to go put it on distro, you want to go do anything like that, that's completely fine. But we are only interested in the SoundCloud version. And of course, same goes for YouTube as well. If you like to have audio, an AMV, a lyric video, a music video, or anything like that hosted on the Music Mondays YouTube channel, and of course promoted across all of our social media for completely free, definitely let us know. Send us a message, send us a DM, send us an email, and we'll be happy to kind of get that done for you. And of course, like I said, we're only interested in unreleased material, so feel free to do whatever you want with the song afterwards. So that's kind of that, my friends. All right, so we spoke exclusives, we spoke recruiting, weekly recap, what's coming on Music Mondays over the course of the next week or so. I think it's time, my friends. I think it's time. So we got through the majority of our content relatively quickly. So let's go hop over to Twitter and let's go check out tonight's submissions. I know we have like 3 or 4 Patreons tonight when I was taking a peek over here. So let's go take a look. So per usual, submissions are always in the same format every single week, and they'll always read artists and creatives. Submissions are open for live reviews on Music Mondays, live on September 22nd, 2025 at 7 p.m. Eastern Standard Time at twitch.tv/SoundPlays, which is here and now. Like I said, these will always be in the same format, but per usual, make sure you double check the date. Make sure that you're submitting for a show that has not happened yet. And of course, if you'd like to submit your music, artwork, fashion, or digital creations, drop your links and portfolios below. Contrary to our name, Music Mondays, we've reacted to pretty much everything here on the show. Obviously, songs, remixes, acoustic versions, covers, instrumentals, um, YouTube edits, fashion stuff, unreleased merch, photography, videography. So we've pretty much reacted to everything here on the show. So again, feel free to drop whatever you want when it comes down to your submissions. And of course, all art forms are welcome, like I just said. And of course, we do have a 3-hour show limit. Of course, that's just to make the show a little bit more palatable to watch back. And one could argue that 3 hours is still like a pretty long show, but it's definitely not as like long as some of our older episodes. I was just talking about this today actually. I think like in 2022, 2023, we were doing like 6-hour shows, which was pretty gnarly. But I really think about it, and like I was less busy back then, right? So I kind of had time to do that. But now, managing the brand and managing my artists, there's a lot of things that's like it just became too much. So per usual, we do have a 3-hour show limit. And of course, we're one of the only live shows here on Twitch every single Monday reacting to your submissions. So again, we like to keep the show a little bit more high quality when it comes down to bringing you a new show every single Monday, right? And of course, submissions are free. They always have been free. They always will be free. But the only thing that we do ask is that you're following Music Mondays on Twitter to be eligible. Again, submissions are free. They always have been free, and they always will be free. But like I said, make sure you follow us on Twitter before you do submit. And again, that not only helps grow our platform, obviously, but you pay respect to everybody else that does wait for their submissions to be reacted to every single week here on the show. So kind of a win-win. And then, of course, you gain access to a whole wonderful community of very, very talented individuals, right? So again, like I said, win-win. And of course, Patreon subscriber submissions are played first every single week here on the show. So if you're subscribed to the Music Mondays Patreon at any tier, whether that be basic, advanced, or premium, you gain access to a whole bunch of goodies over there, including early access to content. But you do gain access to the Music Mondays Fast Pass, which again, for the duration that you're pledged to the Music Mondays Patreon, allows for all of your submissions to be played first every single week here on the show for the duration that you're pledged, like I said. So again, huge shout out to all of our Music Mondays Patrons. You guys are fucking wonderful. Thank you, thank you, thank you. Let's see here. I think the last thing that we do got to talk about is submissions do close about a couple hours before the show starts. So again, submissions open every single Tuesday following the live show. So submissions will be open September 23rd tomorrow for episode 245. But again, make sure you do submit during that. It's like about a 6 or so day period, right? Because again, we are a live show, so we like to keep submissions organic and natural. And a good rule of thumb is that if the show is live, we do close submissions. So just keep that in mind. Let's see here. So I think that's pretty much everything major that we need to discuss, but I do have a how to submit to the Music Mondays podcast YouTube guide on the Music Mondays YouTube channel right now, where I kind of break down the show's lore in a little bit more deeper tones, and I really talk about why we take submissions on Twitter and how we came up with the Music Mondays podcast, and things like that. More detailed explanation. So definitely go check that out if that interests you. Yeah, I think we're good to go. Let's see here. Let's see. So we got the homie Dry My Eyes up first. I'm down with it. Then we got the homie Laveries. Then we got Ghost. And then we got Jordan. So we got 4 tonight. I was right. 3 or 4. Let's go. We got the homie Mac 2 times down here. Shout out to Mac 2 times. But yeah, let's kick it off. So I'm down. First up for the night is the homie Dry My Eyes. Now, they've been on an insane single run. So I'm excited. Like I said, Dry My Eyes, a very, very talented alternative / hip hop / multi-genre artist, if you will, right? They submitted a unreleased SoundCloud track, so I'm down. Let's do the old spacebar trick here and get rid of those. Let's see. Okay, exclusive submission. You've come a long way. Track is private. Love that. Okay, let's see what we got. Use both earbuds. Okay, I got you. I very rarely do. Sometimes I do, sometimes I don't. Right, just because like having that like outside like sound is like always like a thing for me. But I'm down. Okay, let's get into it. Music Mondays exclusive from the homie Dry My Eyes. You've come a long way. Both earbuds. Let's get it. I'm down.
Don't kill me stronger. I've got ideas, we move into tears. Longer, yeah. Days get longer. Don't kill me stronger. I've got ideas, we move into tears. Love keeps
Oh shit, that's a bar.
I keep the ganja. I need a home, but I had no mama. Problems, brother, what about her? Chain look like a ice bag, rape you like a sauna. I just need a white set, head up to the father. Saying I don't want her, your product. You blend into the water, you lay down, dollars in the well. Focus on me, don't go scrolling to the next. I'm pulling in the vest.
Wow.
Not to impress, yeah, I know we went and failed, but we really did our best. And days get longer, tone get more somber, I get more time, they can't grow alone. Old dream chasing, driving, evasive, force we've all grown, we stay on our own. Dope and dollars, hell build a holler, hell been too cold, the world spins in pros. Man worked hard, so tell them I'm sorry. Boy can't be told, I love marijuana.
Holy shit.
Wallow, penance and regret. All the things you said, turn the hours in the bed, turn hours in a bankroll. Hollow, but I'm thankful. I just had to learn what it takes to find another way through. It ain't hard to sell a lie when it made you. Hard to just survive, couldn't blame you. Got so high that it made you. Thought then hit hard, casual. Haze get longer, I feel the fall of pain. Set in stone, this man lives to roam. Blood stand borrow, you've gone too far. Don't feel alone, we're put here to start. Unsolved karma, it's all a blur. It will fall apart, it will never work. You don't see the point, you wanna learn. Fights in the voice, so you wanna learn. But don't kill me stronger, I've got ideas.
Wow.
Into tears, love keep running, we're running blind. Going nowhere, they talk, I get care.
I really like that fade out too. Wow. Wow. I see what you mean by the two earbuds thing as well, because some of the ad libs and some of the backing vocals there were like really, really intense. But very well done though. This is like such a ballad for me. Holy shit, it's actually tagged ballad. Fuck, that's crazy. I didn't see that yet. Yeah, it definitely has like a good storytelling kind of feel, right? And I did notice in the description here, after the lyrics are done, I wrote this song in 2022 when I didn't have any equipment or much of anything really. That's sick. That is really, really fucking sick. And it's crazy too, because 2022, that's like 3 years ago already, but it sounds so new, you know? So this is one that came out the vault, man. Wow. Wow. I'm down. Let's talk about it. Let's break it down. Let's get into it. So, we're gonna talk about three things here. We're gonna talk about the instrumental, we're gonna talk about vocals, and we're gonna talk about the overall theme of You've Come Such a Long Way. So, instrumental. Simple but very effective, right? Again, very ballad like, but also like creates a good emotional foundation, you know? Like really, really solid. So I love the choice, especially for something like this. Mix is very, very solid. Again, simple but very effective. The melody's great. Nothing like super clashy to overbearing, especially when it comes down to the vocals and how everything really comes together. I don't think the instrumental needs to be adjusted whatsoever. I enjoy the mix, especially like levels wise, right? Um, hmm. So instrumental mix solid. Instrumental shining star. Probably the melody, right? I mean, the melody's almost like another feature on this, right? Because it's so like heavy and emotional. So yeah, I'm gonna go with the melody for sure. 3 years ago is insane. I agree, Ghost. I agree. And yeah, we do have four tonight. Um, so let's talk vocals. Vocal mix again, fantastic, especially with like how much is going on, right? Especially with like the backing vocals, some of the ad libs, and the layers are probably insane on this. But overall, it worked out well in my opinion. You know what I mean? Nothing like super clashy, too like off-putting or anything like that. I think levels wise, it's good. It's nice and loud, but not like too overbearing. Um, yeah, nothing like ultimately switch up. It does have that good like dry my eyes vocal mix on it that we've become so used to here on the show. So I think the mix is on point, definitely. Um, but the vocal shining star here, this one's kind of tough because right, you could really say writing for sure, but the flow and cadence and delivery of this whole track is something to be definitely talked about here for sure, because it even has that emotional kind of delivery. You could tell that they were like really feeling their writing here, 100%. And then like it's just one of those things where you can just tell that somebody's being honest with their lyrics. So Flo and Cadence and delivery, I feel like it's definitely up there for me. But overall, I think writing's gonna have to take the cake. I mean, they really like wrote their fucking ass off here. Flo and Cadence and delivery comes close, definitely comes close. But instrumental solid, definitely the melody. Vocal solid, definitely the writing. Let's talk theme, aesthetics. A very interesting kind of cover, right? But again, it does the job because it's one of those covers where the more you look at it, like the more you see, right? So it's one of those covers, and especially like for a single, perfect, definitely mint, 100%, 100%, and it almost matches the tone of the track as well. And the color palette's in there too. So yeah, actually, it's an eyeball, isn't it? Am I faded? This is definitely an eyeball. This is definitely a super zoomed in shot of an eyeball. I think it is. I might be tripping. But regardless, definitely fits the track. Overall theme, you've come a long way. I feel like it's very much in there, 100%. It is okay. All right. I want to make sure I wasn't tripping, but not only was this a good story and like a very honest one as well, much like a lot of Dry My Eyes music, right? It's very honest, but the theme is really right here. I wrote this song in 2022 when I didn't have any equipment or much of anything really. And you really tell that story from start to finish 100%. And like keeping it fresh though, and keeping it not just like set on one theme is perfect because you talk about a lot of stuff. You talk about family stuff, you talk about, getting high and smoking. And there's a lot of like sub themes here, but I feel like Dry My Eyes really was just ultimately honest with himself when it comes to this track, and that's what makes the best music, right? It's just being honest with yourself. Sometimes you can like buff up the lyrics here or there, but for the most part, it's hard to perform something that you're not like honest about. So well done, my friend. Well done. Huge shout out to the homie Dry My Eyes. Thank you so much for the submission, my friend. Much love. Make sure you go follow them on SoundCloud, by the way. They're only 8 followers away from 100. That's a fucking W milestone. Let's get it, baby. You can see the pupil or how. Yeah. You're right. Yeah, like right here. Yeah, you're right. You're spitting ghost. I knew I wasn't tripping. And of course, make sure you go follow Dry My Eyes on Twitter as well. They're only 1 follower away from 50 or 11 away from 60. So go show up some love in the bird app, my friends. And of course, every artist featured in today's episode and every single episode will be linked in the description of the YouTube re-upload. And of course, make sure you subscribe to the Music Mondays YouTube channel if you haven't already. We're approaching 330 subscribers. We upload 2 times per week, every Thursday, every Saturday. Full podcast episodes, exclusive segments, and a lot of good jazz over there on the channel. Make sure you go show these artists on the channel some love, baby. Let's get it. And if you already have, thank you. And we appreciate you guys even just watching the videos or dropping a like or dropping a comment. We appreciate it, my friends. But we left off the homie Dry My Eyes. Up next is another Music Mondays Patreon, the homie Laveries. And actually, we have Laveries and Ghost back to back here. So this will be pretty sick. And then we'll end off with Jordan for our last Patreon of the night. So the homie Laveries has been cooking recently. They had a very solid 2025, 100%. But this week they came through with Fall My Favorite Season. Just dropped this one today for the first day of fall. Let's fucking go. I love a good fall track. Let's get it. I'm down. I'm absolutely down. Like I said, Laveries has been on a fucking run recently. So I have no doubt that this will be fantastic. Let's go 720. Let's see. 13 hours ago, brand new. Currently working on a mixtape made entirely in 90 days. This is the first single. Yeah, make sure you go follow Laveries on social media because they've been doing a lot of cool snippets with this. So I like that a lot. Mixtape release date December 1st, 2025. Fall My Favorite Season. I'm down. Laveries and Ghost. Not gonna lie, I can't remember producing this. Dude, it'd be like that, huh? It'd definitely be like that sometimes, bro. It'd definitely be like that. I've produced so many now, right? Laveries and Ghost, Fall My Favorite Season. Let's go.
So fucking crazy that
it must be Ghost produced. Always like that tag.
Trust me without blowing up my phone, yeah.
Okay.
Sex to me like therapy, I'm fiending for some dawn, yeah. I've been clean off weed, but I might spark inside my home, yeah. Feeling out of place, I might just fly away to wrong, yeah. My bitch don't want me rich, so I might kick her to the curb, yeah. I like my women thick, you know, I like them when they curve it. She like the way that money talk, no, she could never curb. Betray sanity for pussy, I just wonder if it's worth it. I won't let her go because I let her way, I drown in that. She get horny when she mad, I swear that she gon' make me mad. Like what you doing with all that edge? Give me that, quit being a brat. She on that Charlie XC shit, she got Coco all in her bag. I got racks, I gotta brag. Lost a few of them blackjack, but I know I'm making that shit back. I got diamonds all on my plaque, and I got sex, I got a stack. I got a lot weighing on my back, so I'm focused on this track, bitch. Yeah, I be flowing in my flow state. I need racks from my state. I need a bitch that's serving face to give me face throughout the day. I need a bitch to give me space. I'm trying to get paid, I can't be late. Trust me, babe, I'm making plays. Don't stress me, I stay on my way. Fuck all my favorite season, I prefer when it's cold, yeah. Need a bitch to keep me warm, I hate to be alone, yeah. Need a bitch to trust me without blowing up my phone, yeah. Sex to me like therapy, I'm fiending for some dawn, yeah. I've been clean off weed, but I might spark inside my home, yeah. Feeling out of
The hook
place,
is crazy.
I might just fly away to run, yeah. My bitch know I'm married, so I might kick her to the curb, yeah. I like my women thick, you know I like them when they curve it. You'll get what you want if you just give me what I need. I'm telling you just what I need. You won't communicate with me, that's cool with me. You go do you, I'm stacking ends up to the roof. I'm living proof, just keep your head on straight and you can make it through. My bitch heart so cold and I ain't even nice out yet. I try and treat her the same way, that's just not how I'm built, yeah. I'll just stay focused on how I'll get to this next check. I do what I want, I cannot live like with regrets, bitch, nah.
Oh shit. Like clearly I produced because that's my tag, right? Hook is cool. I think the hook is actually like really solid here. Has a good like slowed and reverb kind of like intro and outro, which I really like a lot. I thought that was a really good like solid addition here, but also like this is like Laverius like at his best. It's a very like straightforward track, but also like you can tell that they're getting sharper and sharper like every single song that they create, right? But also I feel like they nailed the fall vibe as well. I mean, it does have that like almost spooky kind of like chill air kind of vibe with the instrumental, and then the photo is perfect too because it's like the right at the end of the summer, right? And it's like starting to like turn fall and like the leaves start changing and all that other jazz, right? So I feel like the cover really fucking nailed it too. But yeah, let's talk about it. Let's break down. Let's get into it. So we're gonna talk about three things here. We're gonna talk about the instrumental. We're gonna talk about vocals, and we're gonna talk about the overall theme of fall, my favorite season. I don't know what my favorite season was, man. I love fall. I love all seasons for like different reasons. Cover is sick. I agree. So instrumental, obviously Prod Ghost, a really solid choice for Laverius. Not like simple, but it's a very like palatable instrumental, right? That almost anybody can get behind, but also it's like a blank canvas, right? So Laverius really kind of took that and ran with it. So I do like the choice a lot. Instrumental mix, definitely fantastic. I mean, especially when we're dealing with somebody like Ghost, right? For those of you that don't know, and for anybody new here, we always got to talk about it, right? But the mix is very, very solid. Nothing super clashy, too overbearing. I like the levels. Sound selection was great on the drums. Patterns were great. No like real gripes with this instrumental. Like I said, not really a shocker, but something you always want to point out for anybody new here. So definitely a solid instrumental mix. Instrumental Shining Star. I do like the drums a lot, but the melody brings a good like fall vibe. The melody really brings like a good fall vibe. I think I'm gonna go drums, but I don't know, man. Structure's up there too, though. Structure's definitely up there. Yeah, let's go drums on this one. I do like the drums on this one. Simple, but very effective. So let's go drums. Every fucking time. But yeah, instrumental solid, definitely drums. Let's talk vocals. Vocal mix, a very standard Laverius mix that doesn't really do too much when it comes down to effects, but the quality's good, the levels are good, everything's really solid. So nothing that I would like ultimately change about this mix here at all, especially like a lot of the small stuff like the intro and outro. I feel like that was really solid too. So yeah, no gripes with the vocal mix whatsoever. Vocal Shining Star, on the other hand, though, I do like the flow and cadence and delivery. It was a very like raw, like almost like classic flow and cadence, right? Like, but the hook was up there. The hook was the first thing that I noticed, especially like towards the end of the track. But the flow and cadence, yeah. I mean, you could really argue any one of those, really. But I think for me, um, let's go flow and cadence and delivery. There's just a very like raw flow, you know. So, and it showed off the lyrics more. So let's go flow and cadence and delivery on this one. So instrumental solid, definitely drums, vocal solid, flow, cadence, delivery. Let's talk theme, aesthetics, like I was just talking about. Fantastic fall picture. I love this cover choice. Simple, straight to the point. But you know, sometimes certain songs just like don't call for cover art, or you're not feeling it, or you know, X, Y, or Z. It could be a multitude of things, right? But I think for this one, Laverius fucking nailed it because it does have that like end of summer, early fall kind of feel. So, aesthetics definitely on point for sure. Overall theme, fall my favorite season, very self-explanatory, but this is not one that I would like dig super deep for a theme for. Laverius does a really good job showing off their songwriting ability here, flow and cadence and delivery. So definitely one that you just appreciate Laverius as an artist for 100%, you know, and you kind of like get that good fall feeling, you know. So well done, my friend. Huge shout out to the homie Laverius. Thank you so much for the submission, my friend. Much love. Make sure you go sub to their YouTube channel, man. They're approaching 1.1K over there on the tube. And of course, make sure you go follow Laverius on Twitter. They're only 9 followers away from 150, so make sure you go show them some love there on the bird at my friends. And of course, every artist featured in today's episodes and every single episode will be linked in the description of the YouTube re-upload. Of course, make sure you subscribe to the Music Mondays YouTube channel if you haven't already. We're approaching 330 subscribers. We upload 2 times per week, every Thursday, every Saturday. Full podcast episodes, exclusive segments, and a whole lot of good jazz is over there on the channel. So make sure you go show these artists on the channel some love. Let's get it, baby. I might have to do an awful mix at some point just to throw everyone off. No, that'd be so funny, though. That'd be so funny. I'd be like, what the fuck, bro? I'd be like, no way. Damn, I overslept. Welcome on in, my friend. Good morning. Hope everything's well. Happy Monday. Yeah, you were the first track we actually reacted to tonight, so fantastic submission. 100%. So, up next is, speaking of the devil, the homie Ghost. Now, Ghost coming through with a track that they produce here with the homie Stephen Michael on vocals. I'm down. Now, Ghost, a multi-genre talented producer, submitted Blurry Nights. Let's pop it over in a new tabaroony here, and let's see what we got here. Wow, I haven't seen lyrics in a Spotify track in so long, man. Let's get it. I'm down. I'm absolutely down. 2025, so this is super duper new. Quite literally less than like 11 days old. It's like 10 days old. So, fantastic. Let me rewind. Yep, you should have the ability. You are good. If you just go to the videos tab on the channel, you should be able to go and check it back out. And we can have a lot more soon. I'm down. Okay, so we do have lyrics in here, so we are going to pay attention to those. But let's get into it. Stephen Michael, Blurry Nights, Prod Ghost. Love the cover, too. Simple, but again, very effective. Love the drums, wow.
Blurry nights up in oceans, calling out for you, it don't make sense. The way you left got me losing breath, stuck inside the past historians. Demeanor shift, but words still stick. Keep you in my mind, in my heart won't fit. Yeah, you got me fucked up. Double up the double shots. Type you out some messages, delete them before the line is crossed. You act like I'm the worst.
Wow.
Like what I do to set you up. Didn't wanna drink this much. Didn't wanna think this much. I don't think I said enough to let you know that you're the one. At this point, there's no way out. Stuck in hell all by myself. If you think that space will help, I'll make this toast out to your health. Blurry
Wow.
nights up in oceans, calling out for you, it don't make sense. The way you left got me losing breath, hitting me. I don't need for days on it and hardly find the strength to speak. When I find the words, I'll tell you that you're dead to me. I don't really mean it, but I think that it might help the grief. Ain't like you wanted anything to do with me. Guess I'll be the enemy if it helps you find your peace. Nights up in ocean.
The hook is crazy too, like, fuck. I love this song, it's insane. Wow. This one's gonna be fucking tough, man. Start to finish, everything is really fucking solid, like, holy shit. Stephen Michael fucking nailed it. You know, there's a fine line with writing like this, right? Especially like being honest with yourself and whatnot. And I feel like they hit like the perfect middle ground of like being honest, but also like keeping it palatable, right? So, wow, there's a lot to break down here. So let's talk about it. We're gonna talk about the instrumental. We're gonna talk about vocals. And we're gonna talk about the overall theme of Blurry Nights. Relatively obvious theme, but we're still gonna talk about it, right? Instrumental. So again, Prod Ghost, but this is the perfect like alt rap, emo rap if you want to call it that. Just more alternative style from Ghost, and I really like this one a lot. You know, the fast paced drums and the sound selection, melody's great. Nothing that I like would ultimately change when it comes down to the mix though. I really really like the mix. The drums are on point though. I feel like the drums really came through on this. So, instrumental mix solid. Instrumental shining star probably is the drums. Even though I do like the structure, melody's good, but I'm not gonna hold you, man. I think the drums take it here for both tracks, which is fucking crazy, but I think the drums take it here, man. 100%. Beat is basic, but I'm doing a lot of bass beats at the moment. It's better for artists. Yeah, exactly. Like you get like crazy tracks like this, you know. So, smart play. But yeah, let's go drums on this one. 100%. So instrumental solid, definitely drums. Let's talk vocals. Vocal mix. Really solid. Like really fucking solid. We've only reacted to like a few Stephen Michael tracks here on the show, but every track that we do react to, the mix is very much on point. Nothing super clashy to overbearing, but also like it keeps a lot of the raw emotion in it, but not too raw, right? So it's still crispy, but it's still very emotional as well. So vocal mix, definitely on point. Vocal shining star, this is gonna be fucking tough because the hook is crazy, the writing and lyrics are crazy, and the flow and cadence and delivery is crazy. So I don't even know. I almost want to say all three. You know, this is like the definition of like a great song from start to finish, right? I do feel like the hook deserves it though, because it is very catchy, but also still relatable and very palatable. Let's go hook. I'm not gonna overthink it. Let's go hook. Let's go hook 100%. Even though writing and lyrics are a close second, but let's go with the hook. So instrumental solid, definitely drums. Vocal solid, definitely the hook. Let's talk theme, aesthetics. Blurry Nights. I mean, pretty self-explanatory here, but also this is a crazy fucking image because it has like a blurry like black heart, but also like again, like the more you look at it, the more detail you see, especially with like this grainy sort of look. So for something of this nature, and when you're talking about shit like this is the perfect cover, especially for a single. Overall theme, Blurry Nights. Relatively obvious, right? Talking about a breakup or just even a relationship ending or kind of diving into that end of things, right? And I feel like we've all been there. And like I always say, if you haven't been there, you probably will be eventually, right? And making tracks like these is almost therapeutic when you're in this sort of state of mind, right? Because it's like really shitty, right? Like a lot of people turn to like, you know, other things, right? But at least with music, you can actually like get it off your chest and explain how you're feeling, right? So I think that's really fucking important for every artist to kind of do at least once, you know. But this one definitely hits the nail on the head when it comes down to you know, really describing this feeling for sure, 100%. So super well done, my friend. Well done. Huge shout out to homie Stephen Michael and the homie Ghost. Make sure you go follow both of them on Spotify. And of course, make sure you go follow Ghost on Twitter as well. They're only 3 followers away from 550. That's a W milestone. So make sure you go show them some love on the bird app, my friends. And of course, every artist featured in today's episode and every single episode will be linked in the description of the YouTube upload. Of course, make sure you subscribe to the Music Mondays YouTube channel if you haven't already. We're approaching 330 subscribers. We upload 2 times per week, every Thursday, every Saturday, full podcast episodes, exclusive segments, and a lot of good jazz over there on the channel. Make sure you go show these artists and channel some love, baby. Let's get it. If you already have, thank you, my friends. We appreciate you here at Music Mondays. Let's see here. So, our last but certainly not least Patreon tonight, Naomi Jordan. Now, Jordan, coming off of their recent project, Not Now I'm Busy, a full-length 19 tracks that they dropped in July, coming through with an unreleased new track that's actually dropping, I think, this week, actually. But Jordan, a multi-genre talented artist and producer, came through with I Am Why So Much Love, the official visualizer. Let's pop it open here. Let's see. Get a little pause here. All right, so we got to go full volume. Let's see here. Yeah. So this is what? This is like 2+ minutes. Okay. So we got the little unreleased visualizer here, which I'm excited for. But I'm down. Let's get into it. Jordan, I Am Why So Much Love, official visualizer. Let's go. Crazy.
I wanna have you and hold you. I wanna have you and hold you. I wanna have you and hold you. I wanna keep you and love you. So much love. So much love. So much love.
Really is a crazy mix.
On the stars, trying to get you back here magically. I got this funny feeling, realize this is love. Actually, it's so much love. Type to hit you hard, like what is happening? Give you everything, I know you give it back to me, damn. So while I'm holding your hand, I feel like more than I am. So when you go, I just can't wait till I can see your smile. Then I'm falling again. When I fall and I slip, I can't just stop when she dips. And I have one to miss, and that's as good as it gets. Something special in those eyes, I won't ever get used to it. I'm looking to the skies, calling like, won't he do it? I'm stuck waiting here, counting down, saving up so much love for when you get back, for when it gets bad, for when it's all good. You know I got so much love. Ever since I fell in love with so much love. So much love. I fell in love with you.
Wow.
Now I cannot let so go. Much love. I cannot let so go. Much love. So much. I cannot let you go. So much love. I fell in love with you. Now I cannot let you go. So much love, so much love. I wanna have you and hold you. I wanna have you and hold you. I wanna have you and hold you. I wanna keep you and love you. So much love. So much love.
The production is really nutty.
So much love.
Good lord. Wow. That's a really great follow-up to their project, I'm not gonna lie. Like, that's just like a perfect single there. But yeah, super well done. I'm glad we got the chance to actually react to this one here on the show. So, lots to talk about here. Let's talk about it. Let's break it down. Let's get into it. So, we're gonna talk about 3 things. We're gonna talk about the instrumental, we're gonna talk about vocals, and we're gonna talk about the overall theme of I Am Why So Much Love. So, instrumental, I love the structure. I love everything about this, actually. The sample's really well utilized, but I feel like the structure, again, almost like damn near tells a story, right? So, but the mix itself is great. Nothing super clashy to overbearing. Levels were good. Nothing that I would, like, really change on this at all. Vocals sit nice. Drums cut through nicely. Yeah, like, nothing. I mean, you know, that's a pretty common theme for Jordan, right? Like, they're very, very solid when it comes to their mixes, especially when it comes to their instrumentals as well. So, not really a shocker there, but something you always want to point out for anybody new, right? Instrumental Shining Star, on the other hand, you know, Instrumental Shining Star, man, because I want to say structure off rip, but the drums really were crazy too. Like, especially like with the sound selection for the drums and everything. Oh man. Hmm. I don't want to go structure though. Yeah, structure is so important for this like feel, you know. So let's go structure with this one, 100%. So instrumental solid. Let's talk vocals. Vocal mix again, fantastic. Everything matches up. Levels are good. Nothing super clashy to overbearing. Vocals sit nice. Samples really like doing its own thing, right? Especially with like the so much love like ad lib and things like that. Like there's a lot of small stuff that I think Jordan did really well here. So vocal mix, definitely no gripes there. Vocal shining star. Um, huh. Although the flow and cadence and delivery is up there, I do like the writing on this a lot. It's very honest, but like very again like relatable writing. So let's go writing and lyrics on this one, 100%. So instrumental solid, definitely the structure. Vocal solid, definitely the writing and lyrics. Let's talk theme, aesthetics. Um, Cover fantastic. It has this like low, not like low quality, but it has like a good like early like 2010s kind of feel, right? Like almost like found footage, but not really. Like almost on some like home video kind of feel, right? And then like the white bar at the bottom with the title is like really really smart as well. It gives that like it gives that good like classic underground feel. You know what I mean? So aesthetics definitely on point, and especially with the visualizer, obviously, right? The waves are great. Um, Overall theme, I am why so much love. I mean, obviously the so much love part comes from the sample, right? But the overall theme here is like very much a love confession of like, um telling somebody how much they mean to you. And again, much like with the last track, I feel like everybody's been there at least once, right? And especially like if you're in like a good relationship, like sometimes love can make you write like insanely well, and just being honest with your feelings and kind of like getting that out there, right? But I do feel like Jordan did a good job structuring all this out. So super well done, my friend. Super well done. Huge shout out to the homie Jordan. Thank you so much for the submission, my friend. Much love. Make sure you go sub to their YouTube channel. I believe they're only like 5 or so subs away from like 50 or something like that. So make sure you go show them some love on the tube, man. And of course, make sure you go follow Jordan on Twitter as well. They're literally 7 followers away from 430. So make sure you go show them some love on the Bird at my friends. And of course, every artist featured in today's episode and every single episode will be linked in the description of the YouTube re-upload. Of course, make sure you subscribe to Music Mondays YouTube channel if you haven't already. We're approaching 330 subscribers. We upload 2 times per week, every Thursday, every Saturday. Full podcast episodes, exclusive segments, and a whole lot of good jazz over there on the channel. Make sure you go show these artists on the channel some love, baby. Let's get it. And if you already have, thank you. We appreciate you here at Music Mondays. Let's get it, baby. Okay, alright, my friends. That does it for all of our Music Mondays Patreons for the night. So huge shout out to the homie Jordan, the homie Ghost, the homie Laveries, and of course, the homie Dry My Eyes. Thank you guys so much for all of your submissions and subscribing to the Music Mondays Patreon. You guys are fucking wonderful. Thank you. So, up next is the rest of our community submissions. So let's dive in. Obviously, we already reacted to Dry My Eyes first here on the show, so definitely go check out the beginning of episode 244 and go show Dry My Eyes some love. Up next is the homie Soapy Lou. Now, we haven't heard from Soapy in, I think like a couple weeks or so. But a multi-genre talented artist came through with What They Be On. This isn't my song, but it's from someone in my collective and I'm featured on it. Everyone on from this AOL collective, new music from us so soon. We're down. We're absolutely down. Of course we're down. Let's get into it. Pop it open in a new tab. So this is from their EP that dropped in 2024. So not like super new, but not super old either. But Soapy Lou submitted What They Be On, and it is 4 artists, I believe. Okay. I'm down. Let's get into it. Soapy Lou, What They Be On.
Shit. Catch me lacking, but you won't find me complacent. Yeah, you know I had to spit them out tasteless. Feeling bitter on my tongue, no face shit. Little bros wanna act like I ain't made shit. Soapy Lou got me feeling hella famous. Don't go around thinking that we on the same shit. Cause I've been working on the pressure, never caved in. Even when I'm on my late shit, I get the rave going. Pull that shit on a late shift, I got the rain snowing. We been fucking on the same bitch, you know she been hoeing. Working through a lot of hate shit, it's got my pen glowing, yeah. I'm counting it up.
Oh shit. Holy fuck.
shit. Round like BK Ruler did. Hating like a hoe, that's hilarious, you a fan of me. Jumping out the coop, Zach Fox, I'm on 7 beans. The Matrix, bitch, what you doing? Just unplug your cable. Funny thing is, y'all on weird shit, like Dipper or Mabel. Now it's fuck yeah, but Soapy Lou got me feeling famous. Anytime I pop out with rocks, you turn to a fable. Getting cocky and a Rex Racer, Casa Cresto. In the night, I sleep in a forest where the beast roams. Yes, I rock the coat, never caught when I'm out big tone. So I'm big, you won't come outside, bitch, silk's on.
Beat got me feeling nasty like I'm Megan. I don't walk around with my pants fucking sagging. It is the game, you just trash, but you say it's lagging. I'm much better than you, but I'm not known for bragging. I'ma show it, hold my cup, he must not know it. I'ma show it, hold my cup, he must not know it. I'ma show it, hold my cup, he must not know it. And I'm rapping in this bitch, got some stacks up in this bitch. Hold that magnum in this bitch, show my magnum in this bitch. And she texting on my shit, put some Nestle for that bitch. Hey. I don't respond. To no text or the press, what they be on. I don't respond. To no text or the press, what they be on. I'm really rapping in this bitch, I got some stacks up in this bitch. Hold that magnum in this bitch, and she want my magnum in this bitch. And she texting on my shit, put some Nestle for that bitch. Put some Nestle for that bitch, hey. I don't respond. To no text or the press, what they be on. To no text or the press, what they be on. To no text or the press, what they
I've been slick with this shit, like what the fuck they be on. Making all this music and they love it, I am not wrong. All these dudes are retro, but I'm Mario, I'm number one. Murdering the beat, now I thinking that I'm King Von. There ain't no epic battle, little bitch, I already won. Birthing all these rappers like, damn, I think they all my son. Acting boisterous like Icarus, get close to the sun. Caught up 6 dagger and I did this for a honey bun. They've been talking crazy like I ain't never hear it. I'm making all this money, do I really give a shit? If I'm moving wild, then you know it's for the bid. Messing with my clique, we gon' pop you like it's it. Smoking loud packs, you know we get it lit. Sagging all these new jeans, bro, they gotta check the fit. Fuck the opposition, I ain't never gonna quit. Take a nice vacation, so I stay at the Ritz.
Wow.
Look, I don't respond. I jump out of the truck with the funds. Gotta ask, what type shit do they be on? Honestly, gotta ask, what they be on? Soapy Lou, let me know what they be on. Raspi, let me know what they be on. Yo, Athena, let me know what they be on. Word.
Whoa. See, that was solid. That was really, really fucking solid. It had that real raw, like, cypher kind of feel to it, right? So I feel like everybody fucking killed it, though. It was a good transition from verse to verse. I feel like everybody really did their own thing on this, you know? But again, it did feel like a good group song as well. Obviously with them being a collective, right? But let's talk about it. Let's break it down. Let's get into it. So we're gonna talk about 3 things here. We're gonna talk about the instrumental, we're gonna talk about vocals, and we're gonna talk about the overall theme of What They Be On. Relatively obvious theme again, but still gonna break it down. Let's talk instrumental. So this is quite the instrumental. But you know, clocking in at just under like 4 minutes. I feel like everything about this was really, really solid, especially for like the fast-paced kind of vibe they're going for here. But no real gripes with the mix at all. Nothing like super clashy, too overbearing, especially with like how much is going on. I feel like the 808 was like a really good, a good choice because it has that mud, but it's not like too muddy, right? So no gripes with the instrumental mix. Instrumental shining star, it's got to be the structure, right? I mean, structuring this out for artists here was probably pretty crazy. So I fuck with the structure a lot, definitely, 100%. So instrumental solid, definitely structure. Drums are a close second though. Let's talk vocals. Vocal mix across the board, with us not really having too much info on the rest of the artists besides Soapy Lou. I feel like they all performed really well here. You know, I feel like they all delivered really well. Nothing like super clashy with anybody's mixes. The verses transition nice. The quality itself was solid. Levels were good. Nothing that I would like really ultimately change on this one at all, especially when it comes down to vocals and like how much of like you know, of a cypher feel this is, right? So, yeah, no real gripes with the vocal mix at all, to be honest with you. Vocal shining star on the other hand, out of everything, I do like everybody's writing here, right? But I think everybody's flow and cadence and delivery and how each verse kind of transitioned was fantastic. So I'm gonna go with flow and cadence and delivery here for sure. But writing and lyrics are a close second. But let's go flow and cadence and delivery across the board, definitely. Instrumental solid, definitely the structure. Vocal solid, definitely the flow and cadence and delivery. Let's talk theme. Aesthetics. So this is from their 2024 EP, right? So let's see here. Oh, we got a little RuneScape vibe here going on. Okay. I knew this. From anywhere. I don't even play RuneScape, but you know, you definitely pick up things here or there. But I like this one a lot. Simple, effective, especially for like a small EP like this. Great. I love the filter on it too, and it has a little bit of spice on it. It's not just like a default photo, right? So, aesthetics definitely on point, especially for an EP. Overall theme, would they be on? Quite literally. So it did feel like a team cipher / anthem, right? And it definitely is more of like a hype, like gym, clean the crib, get hyped. A good montage track as well. So. Definitely one of those that like just gets the energy up, fast pace, high octane, in your face. I feel like they all nailed it and they all brought the energy for what this track really needed to be, right? So, well done, my friends. Well done. Huge shout out to the homie Soapy Lou. Make sure you go follow Soapy and the rest of these wonderful artists here on Spotify. And of course, make sure you go follow Soapy Lou on Twitter as well. They are only 8 followers away from 490. So make sure you go show them some love on the Bird app, my friends. Of course, every artist featured in today's episode and every single episode will be linked in the description of the YouTube re-upload. Of course, make sure you subscribe to Music Monday's YouTube channel if you haven't already. We're approaching 330 subscribers. We upload 2 times per week, every Thursday, every Saturday. Full podcast episodes, exclusive segments, and a lot of good jazz over there on the channel. Make sure you go show these artists and channel some love, baby. Let's get it. Well done. Well done, my friends. Let's get it, drama eyes. Let's go, baby. Let's hear. So, up next is we left off with Soapy Lou. Up next is the homie Ethereal. Now, I believe we reacted to them for the first time last week, so this is still a relatively new artist here to Music Mondays, and they submitted a track titled "Talk Shit." This one is off my most recent album. The album itself is a sent-out version of me that died when I crashed my motorcycle and wound up in the hospital. Mori Vivi means I died. I lived in Latin. Okay, creative. I like that. Creative. I like that a lot. Let's see here. October 15th. So this is quite literally coming up on a year old. So not like super new, but not super old, right? But let's get into it. Ethereal, Talk Shit. Let's go. Cover's pretty crazy too.
I saw you when you walked in. All you wanna do is talk shit. Who you better wear your options. Waste the time, I think we lost it. Oh shit, it happened again. I've been walking down this path, dog, I've been busting my ass, and I'm still puffing the grass. I got nothing to stash, I'm living honest, I ain't worried about the rubbish from past. Cause if I was, I'd be hanging up under my dad's rope, no longer stinging my neck. I spring an effect, working towards my future, never letting it consume me. Cause the minute you live in is sitting in a tomb, see? My goal has been to elevate, quench my thirst and end this pain. I'm a sinner with a smiling face, finding grace inside the space. I hide the weight and ride with haste. I think I was designed this way, that's for a purpose. I'm here in service. This world been full of fear and yearning. I dream we see between the curtains. My demons lurking. The scene is such a genius burden that seem to worsen. Each and every season's burning breath, and that's what I've been needing worse than a brand new car, some clothes and some weed. They say you gotta let go if you wanna be free. Live life right, and with the Lord you'll be. But I still smoke and fuck hoes, so I cheat.
What the
I saw you
fuck?
when you walked in.
That was hard. That was really hard.
All you wanna do is talk shit.
I like that. That was fucking good. Wow.
Who you better wear your options. Waste the time, I think we lost
And baby girl, I'm still dreaming of love. We get too close and I'm fiending for love. Like I've been seeking the drugs, we deep in the trust. Little lies leak and combust. Speaking of us, you split me open, let me bleed in the rub. I seen what it was, deep in the cuts, even it up. Tell your demons are done, it ain't eating me up. It'll be what it was, just accept the time past. Life it gon' change, but if you stuck in times past, you gon' always act the same, and that's insane. Promenading a path of pain, past the drain, I'll toast to that, there goes the cap. I've been so selective, effective at guarding my time from these vexings or sexting, affecting my mind. What's the question? These blessings can turn into curses and hurting, but still I ain't learning my lesson.
Holy shit. Whoa, alright. Back it up. That is fucking crazy. Especially for literally an artist that we just got introduced to, right? So we don't really have a deep library knowledge for Ethereal, right? But this is crazy. This one is fucking crazy. Let's talk about it. Let's break it down. Let's get into it. So, we're gonna talk about three things here. Oh shit, I didn't even know I had lyrics here too. Yeah, this was crazy. Yeah, this was fucking crazy. Wow. Yeah, especially the end. The end was nuts. But alright, let's talk about it. Let's break it down. Let's get into it. So, like I said, we're gonna talk about three things. We're gonna talk about the instrumental, we're gonna talk about vocals, and we're gonna talk about the overall theme of Talk Shit. Instrumental. I love the choice, especially for like ethereal style and kind of like what they go for. So off rip, I do love the choice. Very like lo-fi esque, but still has that classic hip hop feel, but with a more modern kind of spin, right? Instrumental mix definitely on point, 100%. Nothing super clashy, too overbearing. Sound selection was solid. Nothing quality wise that I would like ultimately change, to be honest with you. So instrumental mix definitely on point. Instrumental shining star, could be the drums, but I don't know, man. Drums are definitely up there though. I kind of do want to say drums. You know, sound selection was crazy. It has that like I said, it's like a more modern classic feel. So let's go drums on this one. Let's go drums. So instrumental solid, definitely drums. Let's talk vocals. Vocal mix again. We're only 2 tracks in, and Ethereal has a really solid vocal mix, 100%. Nothing super clashy, too overbearing. Drums cut through nicely. Vocals sit nice on the instrumental. Nothing again that I could like ultimately switch up unless you wanted to talk about like style wise and things like that. But no, as far as quality goes, vocal mix definitely on point. Not too loud, not too low. Vocal shining star. This is a crazy one, right? Because you could go flow and cadence and delivery here. That really was a huge part of the song. But the writing in general, though, is like, there's a couple times where I was like, oh, that was clever, So I'm going to go writing here on this one. I'm going to go writing 100%, writing and lyrics. So instrumental solid, definitely drums. Vocal solid, definitely the writing lyrics. Let's talk theme. Aesthetics, talk shit. So realistically, a very simple but straight to the point kind of cover here. And I assume the cover kind of has to deal with what Ethereal explained in their description here as well. So as far as as far as aesthetics go, definitely solid, especially for like a single like this leading up to a project. Yeah, no, this is great. Logo bottom right, you got the clear talk shit in the middle. Yeah, simple but straight to the point. Overall theme for talk shit, relatively obvious. Ethereal is fucking talking shit here, and like not like talking shit in like a bad way, just like confident shit talk, right? You're just like, no, you're fucking shit, and I'm the best, and it's kind of really heading towards that direction, right? And I feel like every artist has at least one of these in their discography, right? But I feel like Ethereal really nailed it for something that they really wanted to kind of dive into it and leading up to a project, and accomplishing that like confident but not too braggadocious kind of flavor here for sure. That's why I feel like writing was really crazy. So well done, my friend. Well done. Huge shout out to the homie Ethereal. Thank you so much for the submission, my friend. Much love. Make sure you go follow them on Spotify, by the way, and of course make sure you go follow them on Twitter as well. They're only 1 follower away from 350 or 11 away from 360. So, huge shout out to the homie Ethereal. Thank you so much, my friend. Much love. And of course, every artist featured in today's episode and every single episode will be linked in the description of the YouTube re-upload. Of course, make sure you subscribe to Music Mondays YouTube channel if you haven't already. We're approaching 330 subscribers. We upload 2 times per week, every Thursday, every Saturday. Full podcast episodes and exclusive segments and a lot of good jazz over there on the channel. Make sure you go show these artists on the channel some love, baby. Let's get it. Why is that bird talking so much shit? Yeah, that cover is pretty crazy, eh? Literally. But alrighty, my friends. So you guys know the drilly here. We're about halfway through the show, so I need all you guys to get up and go take a quick break. Go get a snack. Go get a drink. Maybe go take a smoke break. Go to the bathroom. Go walk the dog. And when we return, we're gonna dive into the rest of the Music Mondays community submissions. So don't go anywhere. Ladies and gentlemen, we are back here live with the Music Mondays podcast, episode 244. Hope you're well, hope you're chilling, but I'm your host, Tom Slays, and we're going to hop back into the rest of these community submissions. So, let's see here. Up next is, we left off with the homie Ethereal. Up next is Offspring Mysterious, a multi-talented producer, designer, writer, editor, all the above. Quite literally submitted a brand new YouTube upload, Blue Moon. The Blue Moon tonight. I'm down, Offspring. Recently, their content has really taken a really positive turn with creativity and things like that. So I'm excited to see what Offspring cooked us up this week. 6 days ago. So brand new, hot off the press. Let's get into it. Offspring Mysterious, Blue Moon. Let's go. TV Headman. That's the guy. Yep, that's the boy. Yep. Universal Connect. Res. Having an epiphany. Oh shit. Bro came through. He's like, what the fuck? He's dipping. He's out of there. Like snowing, but not snowing? Oh, where'd he go? Hey, he's looking for him. Oh shit. Huh. Great cover. Really great cover, actually. Wow. I like this one a lot. Short, simple, straight to the point, but also kind of fun, right? One of those ones that's like super, super like, it keeps you locked in and makes you follow along, right? So I like this one. I like this one a lot. I think there's a few things that we could talk about here. I mean, The Shining Star, I kind of want to say the concept, but again, I think the editing is very clean too. Like, especially when he like dips out the window and Offspring has like that new shot of like the actual like outside, like right here, like this shot. I thought this was creative. And then like the outdoors, you know. So I feel like the editing there was nice. I like this a lot. It's really about the small things now, and Offspring's really starting to improve everything. So, um, I think we're gonna go with the editing for Blue Moon for sure. I mean, you could argue a few other things, but I think the editing is like top tier Offspring in my opinion. So, well done, my friend. Well done. Huge shout out to the homie Offspring Mysterious. Thank you so much for the submission. Much love. Make sure you go sub to their YouTube channel. They're only 8 subs away from 250. And of course, make sure you go follow Offspring Mysterious on Twitter. They're only 5 followers away from 820. So make sure you go show them some love over there on the Bird app, my friends. And of course, every artist featured in today's episode and every single episode will be linked in the description of the YouTube. Of course, make sure you subscribe to the Music Mondays YouTube channel if you haven't already. We're approaching 330 subscribers, my friends. So make sure you go show these artists on the channel some love. Let's get it, baby. Let's see. So, we finished off with the homie Offspring Mysterious. Up next is the homie Braden. Braden, a multi-genre talented artist, came through with Paralyzed. Track 4 of 7 of their recent project. Now, Braden has been on a tear again in 2025 in general, but as of recently, their latest project here has been quite the listen. Definitely quite the listen for sure. Lots of variety as well, which I like. And we do got some lyrics in description. I'm down. Let's get into it. Braden, Paralyzed. Let's go.
I was there for yours, you weren't there for mine. Shawty got me stuck in place, got me paralyzed. Taking rips every day, lab verified. Did you fucking dirty, you ain't sterilized. She been playing games, doing freaky shit. She said she don't need me, then I guess that I'm leaving. Why you
Damn.
getting heated? You switch up like the seasons. You blind on my vision, can't see it, so you gon' leave me bleeding. I really thought that this was something we could work through. Swear to God, babe, I didn't mean to hurt you. You hurt me, babe, you don't deserve me, and I don't deserve you. Guess we can work through it now. Rain's pouring from the clouds. I know I let you down, but you also let me out. You made me scared to be me, even though you didn't mean it. Made me scared to be free, and that's why I'm fucking leaving.
Wow.
I was there for yours, you weren't there for mine. Shawty got me stuck in place, got me paralyzed. Taking rips every day, lab verified. Did you fucking dirty, you ain't sterilized. She been playing games, doing freaky shit. She said she don't need me, then I guess that I'm leaving. Why you getting heated? You switch up like the seasons. You blind on my vision, can't see it, so you gon' leave me bleeding.
Wow, let's go, man. Holy shit. Braden absolutely slid on this. My god. Holy shit.
Hey guys,
Wow.
I just took a blinker.
Alright. Well done. Well done, well done, well done. Best sounding Braden mix I've heard, I think. Yeah, no, I love their vocals on this one. So let's talk about 3 things. Let's break it down. We're going to talk about the instrumental, we're going to talk about vocals, and we're going to talk about the overall theme of Paralyzed. So, let's talk instrumental. So I do like this choice from Braden, and, you know, they've been getting a little bit more experimental with the instrumentals that they use, but this one's definitely more of a conventional Braden instrumental, so, I like the choice. Instrumental mix, definitely solid, especially a sound selection. And again, nothing super clashy, too overbearing. Not really a shocker, but something you always want to point out for everybody new here, right? But, I do enjoy the instrumental mix on this one, 100%. Like I said, especially the sound selection. Instrumental Shining Star, on the other hand, I think it actually might be drums. I'm not gonna lie. Although I do like the structure, I think it's gonna be drums. I think we're gonna go drums on this one, 100%, definitely. So instrumental solid, definitely drums. Let's talk vocals. Again, vocal mix, absolutely fantastic. Again, you know, Braden's hitting like a new peak with their quality, and it's just getting better and better when it comes down to their vocal mix, man. But again, nothing super clashy, too overbearing. Quality's good, levels are good. Not too loud, not too low. Nothing that I would like really like try to switch up here at all. You know what I mean? So, vocal mix definitely right where it needs to be, 100%. Vocal Shining Star. You know, I was gonna say flow and cadence and delivery, right? But I think the writing might take the cake here, especially like with the hook. So yeah, let's go writing on this one. I'm gonna go writing on this one, 100%. Writing and lyrics for sure. So instrumental solid, definitely drums. Vocal solid, definitely the writing and lyrics. Let's talk theme, aesthetics. We spoke about this cover a few times, but again, like the IRL covers are always a good play, and like sometimes creatively, like certain tracks like don't really call for it, right? You're just not feeling designed cover art or anything like that, or you just really want to use some IRL photos. So for a small EP like this, fantastic, 100%. Definitely a good choice. I'm always a fan of the IRL covers, you know. So aesthetics definitely on point. Overall theme, Paralyzed. quite literally dealing with a difficult toxic relationship will paralyze you 100%. I feel like Braden is very much on point with how they describe this, for sure. Everybody's experience is going to be different when it comes down to like toxic relationships, but Braden's just really sharing their experience, and I feel like they did a really, really good job with that. Very specific, but not too like overbearing, but also the hook brings it all back together, right? So well done, my friend. Well done. Huge shout out to the homie Braden. Thank you so much for the submission, my friend. Much love. Make sure you go follow Braden on SoundCloud. They're only 9 followers away from 390. And of course, make sure you go follow Braden on Twitter as well. They're only 2 followers away from 20. So make sure you go show them some love there in the Bird app, my friends. And of course, every artist featured in today's episode and every single episode will be linked in the description of the YouTube re-upload. Of course, make sure you subscribe to the Music Mondays YouTube channel if you haven't already. We're approaching 330 subscribers. We upload 2 times per week, every Thursday, every Saturday. Full podcast episodes, exclusive segments, and a whole lot of good jazz over there on the channel. Make sure you go show these artists on the channel some love, baby. Let's get it. Let's go, my friends. Well done. Absolutely well done. So, we left off with homie Braden. Up next would be the homie Laverius and Ghost, but they are both Music Mondays Patreons. So, huge shout out to both of them, and definitely go check out the beginning of episode 244 if you want to catch our reaction. And then following them, it would be the homie Swampside, but they submitted an Apple Music link, which is quite literally the only website that we can't play links off of, because you literally need a subscription to play more than 30 seconds of the song. I still don't know why Apple hasn't gone with a more free route here, but again, feel free to resubmit next week with a pretty much any other store. So, but huge shout out to the homie Swampside. Let's see. From Another Planet. Oh yeah, we already reacted to this, didn't we? We already reacted to this. I think we did. I think we reacted to it this week, or last week, yeah. Because we reacted to the YouTube version. Yeah, that's right. That's right. Yeah, because I remember reacting to the cover. Interesting. Okay, so huge shout out to the homie Marco Pernice. Feel free to resubmit with a track that we haven't reacted to yet. And if you'd like to see us react to From Another Planet, go check out episode 243 of the Music Mondays podcast. That's wild. It is super wild. It is super wild, especially in 2025. Like, there's still no free alternative option for Apple Music. It is really wild. Because even Spotify, like the free version, you'll like spam with ads or whatever, but that's not a big deal, And then following Marco, up next would be the homie Jordan, but Jordan's a Music Mondays Patreon, so we've already reacted to Jordan's track earlier in the show. So definitely go check out the beginning of episode 244 and go show Jordan some love. Let's see here. So up next is the homie Kmart. Now, Kmart, a very talented hip-hop artist, is a relatively newer artist here at Music Mondays, but they actually submitted maybe this summer an album by Kmart. Let's go see what we got here. So we got a little bit of a YouTube link here. Okay. Summer, maybe this, maybe sped up, maybe slowed down. Love the slow and reverb version. Got a little 5-track EP that dropped this year in 2025 with the homie Akbar. Okay. So let's go with track 1, Summer.
Came in summer like, yeah, I came in summer.
Let's get into it. Kmart, Summer, let's go.
Like, yeah, I came in summer like, came in summer like, yeah, I came in summer like, came in summer like, yeah, I came in summer like, came in summer like, yeah, I came in summer like the heat. Quick burner, mama hating cause it reeks. In the belly of the beast and it's deep. Aim, you ain't ready, hit the belly when I teep. Arms stretched back for the reach. In the tundra and the sea, searching for humanity, searching for the birds and the bees. Reason why I stay with the trees, still counting for the G's. Feel broader than a mountain by the beach. My wrist teach a lesson for the reach. They talk about a weapon for the meek, it could happen in a week. They looking for a blessing when I speak. If you ain't certain it's defeat. My girls got magenta from the knees to the feet. It's off-white season, you can feel it on your teeth. Give a shout to all my people from the west to the east. Summertime, that's why I gotta preach. Game's on, you should watch for a pick. I'm posted every time, run around for a 3. Weaving through the traffic, please don't step on my Adidas. Smooth game, top fitness, you lost and you conceded. My rookie card show there ain't no weakness. Hit me on the phone if you try to go along with things that we did. You know I hardly talk, what's the meeting? All juice, Michael Keaton. Came in summer like, yeah, I came with summer like. Came in summer like, yeah, I came with summer like. Came in summer like, yeah, I came with summer like. Came in summer like, yeah, I came with summer like. Came in summer like, yeah, I came with summer like. Came in summer like, yeah, I came with summer like. Came in summer
Wow.
like, yeah, I came with summer like. Came in summer like, yeah, I came with summer like.
I like this one. A very good intro to a EP like this. A very, very good intro, 100%. Wow. Okay, so let's talk about it. Let's break it down. Let's get into it. Um, hmm. So we're gonna talk about three things. We're gonna talk about the instrumental. We're gonna talk about vocals, and we're gonna talk about the overall theme of summer. It does have a good summer vibe to it, though. I will say that, 100%. So let's talk instrumental. Again, a very classic lo-fi hip hop sort of feel, but still has that boom bap, more modern sort of style going on, right? So I love the instrumental choice for this, especially for the intro. Mix is great, fantastic. Nothing super clashy, too overbearing. I like the sound selection on it a lot. Structure was great. Yeah, no real gripes with the instrumental at all. Everything was very crisp, hard hitting, but still very solid when it comes down to the mix. So, instrumental mix solid. Instrumental shining star. You know, I do like the melodies here, but I feel like again the drums kind of take the cape and like really keep up that pace and that rhythm, and it keeps the song flowing. So, and they're very bouncy. So I'm gonna go with the drums on this one, 100%. So instrumental solid, definitely the drums. Let's talk vocals, vocal mix. Again, we've only listened to like 2 or 3 Kmore songs, right? And all of their vocal mixes have been very, very solid. And again, levels wise, great. Not too loud, not too low. Quality solid, especially for this sort of style. You don't want to go like too crazy with the mix. So I feel like we got that good raw feel from it, but also still high quality, right? So vocal mix solid. Vocal shining star. The hook is catchy, right? It'll definitely get like stuck in your head, but I think writing in general probably has to take the cake here. Even though you probably could argue flow, cadence, and delivery, I'm gonna go with writing on this one for sure. So, instrumental mix solid, definitely the drums. Vocal solid, definitely the writing and lyrics. Let's talk theme. So aesthetics. I love this cover. Love this cover. Very simple, straight to the point, but also very eye catching, right? And it's also, one of those covers where it'll like stick with you, right? And it's like the 50-50. So I like this cover a lot. I definitely like this cover a lot. Simple, straight to the point, you know what I mean? It's supposed to be a hard or not. It kind of looks like it unintentionally, maybe. But it could be, though. It could be. That's actually not a bad shout. But aesthetics definitely on point, especially for an EP. Overall theme, summer. I feel like Kmore really nailed that summer, middle of the weekend, Saturday afternoon, sun's beaming down, you're doing like the summer activities. Like it really did feel like that, 100%, but also a little bit more of like a serious tone as well. So I feel like Kmore really nailed that summer feel for this, for sure. So well done, my friend. Well done. Huge shout out to the homie Kmore and Akport. Make sure you go follow them on YouTube as well. And make sure you go follow them on Twitter. Kmore is only 10 followers away from 800. That's a W milestone. So make sure you go show them some love on the Bird app, my friends. And of course, every artist featured in today's episode and every single episode will be linked in the description of the YouTube upload. Of course, make sure you subscribe to the Music Mondays YouTube channel if you haven't already. We're approaching 330 subscribers. We upload 2 times per week, every Thursday, every Saturday. Full podcast episodes, exclusive segments, and a whole lot of good jazz over there on the channel. So make sure you go show these artists on the channel some love, baby. Let's get it. Okay, so we left off with the homie Kmore. Up next is the homie Pez, a very, very talented producer. Pez came through with a track titled You. Pez actually placed 3rd in the Battle of the Beats 2025 competition, so huge shout out to the homie Pez. But they've been cooking recently, and like I said, they submitted a track titled You. So let's pop it over to a new tab. Let's see what we got here. So we got a little, I believe like a little 2-tracker here, You and Bliss. But tonight we're just going to go through You. Let's see what we got here. Let's get into it. Pez, You, let's go. I like the cover too. Holy shit. Holy shit. Crazy for sure. Push-ups are crazy. Wow. Wow. That was a journey. Love the outro too. Love the outro. Wow, that was a doozy. That was a doozy. And has really used up all 4 minutes, 100%, front to back. My lord. Um let's talk about it. Let's break it down. Let's get into it. Obviously no vocals. So we're gonna talk about two things here. We're gonna talk about the instrumental, and we're gonna talk about the overall theme of You. Instrumental mix off the rip, man, is just crazy. Everything is super fucking crisp. Everything just glides in and out. And I feel like a lot of that has to do with the structure as well. And even like the sample utilization is fantastic. Because it's not like overdone, but it still is such a like a really good use of the sample, 100%. So, but the mix, fantastic. Nothing super clashy to overbearing, or nothing that I would like ultimately switch up when it comes down to the mix. My phone finna die. I fuck with that one though. Yeah, no, for sure, for sure. I'll be here, so no worries, my friend. So instrumental mix, fantastic. Instrumental shining star, gotta be the structure, 100%. You could argue drums and the sample, right? But the structure is literally a journey from start to finish. Like the switch ups, everything about it, 100% the structure. So instrumental solid, definitely structure. Let's talk theme. So this is a two-piece EP by the homie Pez, You/Bliss, and obviously with the track, with the very first track being You. But let's talk aesthetics. So love this cover. Again, one of those covers that the more you look at it, the more details you see, and it's almost like a bunch of covers in one. And then you have the You Bliss text right here on the side. So I feel like whoever cooked this one up did a really good job, especially for an EP, right? I definitely like EP covers like this, for sure. It's very, like, memorable, right? So aesthetics definitely on point. Overall theme, obviously with the You sample, I can see how Pez, called it You, but it's unique because it's not, YOU, it's just the letter U, which I thought that was clever. So well done, my friend. Well done. Huge shout out to the homie Pez. Thank you so much for the submission. Much love. Make sure you go follow Pez on Spotify. And of course, make sure you go follow Pez on Twitter as well. They're only 6 followers away from 290, so make sure you go show them some love on the bird at my friends. And of course, every artist featured in today's episode and every single episode will be linked in the description of the YouTube re-upload. And of course, make sure you subscribe to the Music Mondays YouTube channel if you have not already. We're approaching 330 subscribers. We upload 2 times per week, every Thursday, every Saturday. Full podcast episodes, exclusive segments, and all the good jazz over there on the channel. So make sure you go show these artists on the channel some love, baby. If you already have, thank you. We appreciate you here at Music Mondays. So, let's see here. Up next, in our last but certainly not least submission of the night, the homie Mac 2 Times. A very talented hip-hop artist came through with a track titled Doubted Me. I'm down. Let's get into it. It's been like a couple of weeks since we heard from the homie Mac 2 Times, man, so I'm ready and down for sure. 4 days ago, so this is brand new. He got the Mac 2 Times style cover art, which I love always. Let's see. All right, let's get into it. Mac 2 Times, Doubted Me. Let's go. Instrumental's great.
I know you won't never admit it or say it, but shorty, I know that you doubted me. I've been so tired of people wait for me go up, wishing they stop surrounding me. Never felt like the golden child, but it's okay, I hope my mama proud of me. I hope that I'm here for a while, that's all that matters, my head is a crown to be. Don't try to keep me in my place, no, I can't deal with those boundaries. Baby, I hope you never lie to me. Baby, I hope you never found me. I deserve to imagine myself in the stadium, I know soon it's a crowd to be. I'm a real diamond and mineral, no, can I be found in no factory? I'm hoping she'll never abandon me, man. I swear thinking that is just blasphemy. Cause shorty, you better go ride for me, man. I swear shorty, you better go blasphemy. At the end of the day, go do what you wanna do. Don't get cause I'm off of 42. I'm bringing everything to the table, yeah, I'm the one you can't afford to lose. If you think about it, well, I guess you can, cause that was never your strongest suit. I was saying, believe you played me for a dumb nigga. I waited for you to be a fool. I made sure your mistakes clear as day, cause I ain't want you to have no excuse. Felt like it was cold and I fight it, I murdered my life for something that I had to prove. And it's still hurting me while I brought it up, and it's still hurting me while I brought it up. To be real, I knew it wouldn't be forever, cause my heart was something you tried to freeze. Yeah, you heard it right, I was doubting you. Yeah, 4 appointments with no follow-ups. They say never, always say never. Put myself at 1 over 2 and 3. I know you won't never admit it or say it, but shorty, I know that you doubted me. I've been so tired of people wait for me go up, wishing they stop surrounding me. Never felt like the golden child, but it's okay, I hope my mama proud of me. I hope that I'm here for a while, that's all that matters, my head is a crown to be. Don't try to keep me in my place, no, I can't deal with those boundaries. Baby, I hope you never lie to me. Baby, I hope you never found me. I deserve to imagine myself in the stadium, I know soon there's a crowd to be. I'm a real diamond and mineral, no, can I be found in no factory? I know you won't never admit it or say it, but shorty, I know that you doubted me. I've been so tired of people wait for me go up, wishing they stop surrounding me. Never felt like the golden child, but it's okay, I hope my mama proud of me. I hope that I'm here for a while, that's all that matters, my head is a crown to be. Don't try to keep me in my place, no, I can't deal with those boundaries. Baby, I hope you never lie to me. Baby, I hope you never found me. I deserve to imagine myself in the stadium, I know soon there's a crowd to be. I'm a real diamond and mineral, no, can I be found in no factory?
Fire. Well done, my friend. Absolutely fucking gas. Holy shit. Yep, Mac 2 Times is a Music Mondays veteran, but also a very, very talented artist, man. So, let's talk about this. Let's break it down. Let's get into it. So, we're talking about 3 things here. We're talking about the instrumental, we're talking about vocals, and we're talking about the overall theme of this track, Doubted Me. So, instrumental, love the instrumental choice, and more of a emotional alternative hip hop style, and of course, Mac 2 Times does really well with those. So, I love the choice. Instrumental mix. Fantastic, actually. Now I really think back on it, nothing like super clashy to overbearing or anything that I would like ultimately switch up. Sound selection was great. Mac 2 Times sounds great on it. So yeah, instrumental mix definitely right where it needs to be. Instrumental shining star. I almost want to say structure, but the drums are up there for me. The drums are definitely up there for me. So let's go drums on this one for sure. So instrumental solid, definitely drums. Let's talk vocals, vocal mix. I think Mac sounds the best that they've ever sounded, especially in like present day. Their mixes come a long way, especially in terms of like quality and levels and things like that. So I feel like Mac 2 Times does a really good job with their mix now. So well done, my friend. The vocal mix solid. Nothing I would like ultimately change there. Vocal shining star. It could be the hook, but I think writing in general was very, very important and very honest, you know? So I'm going to go with writing and lyrics on this one for sure. So instrumental, solid. Definitely the drums. Vocal, solid. Definitely the writing and lyrics. Let's talk theme. Aesthetics, Doubted Me. Love the cover. You know, and of course it has that like Mac 2 Times kind of flavor to it, right? And Doubted Me bottom middle. And then the parental advisory bottom right. Simple but straight to a point. Great for a single. So aesthetics definitely on point. Overall theme, Doubted Me, right? Everybody's been doubted or even felt doubted. Like even sometimes if you're not, like that feeling of doubt is definitely real. I feel like Mac 2 Times was able to get that off their chest, you know, when it comes down to just life in general, right? Like not any one specific situation, but mostly just life in general. So, very, very, really a relatable topic for almost anybody. So, well done, my friend. Well done. Huge shout out to homie Mac 2 Times. Thank you so much for the submission, my friend. Much love. Make sure you go follow Mac on SoundCloud. They're only 5 followers away from 30. And of course, make sure you go follow Mac 2 Times on Twitter. They're only 1 follower away from 180 or 11 away from 190. So make sure you go show them some love on the Bird app, my friends. And of course, every artist featured in today's episode and every single episode will be links in the description of the YouTube upload. Of course, make sure you subscribe to the Music Mondays YouTube channel if you haven't already. We're approaching 330 subscribers. We upload 2 times per week, every Thursday, every Saturday. Full podcast episodes, exclusive segments, and all that good jazz is available over there on the channel. And of course, if you're already subscribed, thank you. We appreciate you guys here at Music Mondays. So, you guys know the deal, man. That concludes episode 244 of the Music Mondays podcast. Let's give some shout-outs to the chat. Let's give some shout-outs to everybody that submitted tonight. Let's close her out with a little bit of goodbyes here. So, first off, huge shout-out to everybody in the chat tonight that came through and showed motherfucking love, man. Thank you. Let me scroll up here and see who we had in here. Huge shout-out to the homie Ghost for the tier 1 for 9 months. Thank you so much, King, for coming back. Much love. Huge shout out to the homie Dry My Eyes. And anybody else that lurked and chilled, we appreciate you here at Music Mondays. Thank you. Huge shout out to everybody that did submit tonight. Huge shout out to the homie Dry My Eyes, of course. All of our Music Mondays Patreons, Jordan, Dry My Eyes, Laverius, and Ghost. Thank you guys so much for submitting tonight. And again, huge shout out to everybody else that did submit as well. Huge shout out to Dry My Eyes, Sophie Lou, Ethereal, Offspring Mysterious, the homie Braden, Laverius, Ghost, homie Swampside, Marco Pernice, Jordan, Kmore, Pez, and the homie Mac 2 Times. Thank you guys so much for all of your submissions. Much love, my friends. Thank you. Per usual, if you'd like to submit for next week's episode, submissions will be live on all of our socials at the time of this recording tomorrow, September 23rd. Make sure you go follow us on social media, stay up to date when all of our submissions do go live. Of course, at All Music Mondays, quite literally everywhere. Twitter, Facebook, Instagram, YouTube, TikTok, we're everywhere, so make sure you go follow us and stay up to date. And then per usual, this episode will be available on the Music Mondays Patreon tonight, and of course it'll be available on all audio platforms this Thursday, and then YouTube on Saturday. So per usual, yes, huge shout out to all you guys, and make sure you go show the VOD some love as well. But we'll be tweeting out top 3 artists for tonight's episode shortly as soon as the show goes off air. And then per usual, like I said, make sure you follow us on social media to stay up to date with everything that we do have going on. Of course, you can stream all the Music Mondays podcast episodes, anchor.fm/allmusicmondays. We have over 240 episodes over there, so make sure you go show those some love as well. But again, that concludes it, man. I stream quite literally 5-6 days a week, so make sure you come through and come chill with the kid. And of course, in addition to the Music Mondays podcast. So again, I'll be live tomorrow per usual, 9 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, and then we'll be live next week for episode 245 of the Music Mondays podcast. It's your boy Zom Slays. Follow, subscribe below, everything linked below, all that good jazz is linked down below. I love you all. Take care, be safe, and we'll see you next time on the Music Mondays podcast. Let's get, baby.